and honored guests. It's about time and how we value time. I myself say time is having a wristwatch. How many of us are wearing a wristwatch today? How many of us have two wristwatches?
Not all.
How many of us have less than 10 wristwatches? Ooh. I have 20. I can't go by a store without looking at watches. It seems to me like they put all the counters with all the watches right in front of the door. Well, maybe it's not right in front of the door, but I manage to get to the watches. I don't care how far into the store they are. I'm getting a little warm. I'm going to take my jacket off. Sorry, I wear all my watches today. Hello? When I was little, my dad used to come over to the room where we were sleeping. We were 5 little girls. And he used to say, "Okay, girls, wake up. Time to get up. Time to wash up. Time to get ready to go to school today." But Dad, it's still dark outside. So we would get up, and the oldest one would go to the bathroom, then the other one, then the other one. We would get dressed. We'd go sit down at the table with my dad. He'd be waiting for us to sit down so the whole family could eat breakfast together. And my mom only had one clock, and it was in the kitchen. At night, she used to take it in the bedroom, so it would wake them up. So we just had one clock. I didn't know how to tell time. I was 5 years old. It would be 2 years later that I learned how to tell time. We lived in this little town where on Sundays, they used to ring a bell to let us know it was time to go to church. And during the week, a truck used to come over to our neighborhood with vegetables. And we knew it was time to buy vegetables and fruits. As I got older, and of course, I valued my time because we learned that at home. We learned that we had to get to school early, and as I got older, I valued all that I learned when I was little, like getting up early, getting to places on time, even though sometimes you get there and you have to wait and wait and wait. I valued all the lessons that I learned when I was little. Now, I'm at home, and I have a clock in front of my bed. In the morning, when my alarm rings, I look up. The first thing I do is look at the clock. I get up, I go brush my teeth, I'm in the bathroom, and I look at the wall to see what time it is. In my bathroom, I have a clock. Then I go to the kitchen to make myself some coffee, and my coffee pot has a clock. I go make some toast, my toaster has a clock. Then I go make myself an egg, the stove has a clock. I look up to the microwave to put my milk, my microwave has a clock. Then my cat starts meowing, and I go outside, and I look at the wall and look at the clock. Then I go in the bathroom in there and wash the dish, and I have a clock there. Then I go back in my room, I get my toast, I get my coffee, I sit down on the table, turn the TV on to watch the morning news, and there's a clock on my TV. Right next to my TV, I have a beautiful, expensive Seiko sitting right there next to the TV. When I finish eating, I go to the living room to go back to brush my teeth. There's a clock in the living room. It's telling me, you better hurry up or you're going to be late. So I'm in the car now. I turn my ignition on. And I look down at I notice I forgot my watch. I look at the clock on the car and I say, well, I got time to go back in. So turn the ignition off, go open the front door, go get my watch, go back in the car. I'm not looking at my watch, I'm looking at the car. Wow, I really made good time. I get to my appointment. And as I open the door to get into the office, what's staring at me is this big, huge, round, red clock right on the wall. And it tells me I'm 10 minutes early. So I checked in with the receptionist. She said, Mrs. Johnston, go sit down. I'm sitting down. I'm crossing my legs, first my right, then my left. I look at the big round clock, and it says I've been sitting there for 20 minutes. I get called into the office. and there's nobody. They tell me to sit down, so again, I cross my leg, another 20 minutes go by. I'm looking at the time on top of the desk. So I finally finish my appointment. I'm on my way back out, and I look at the clock, that big round clock on the wall, and it says I better hurry up because I'm going to miss my next appointment. I get in the car, I look at the clock in the car. I learned a long time ago that just like I value my time, I value the fact that people should call up and say they're going to be late, or they should get up early and be on time to their appointments. I appreciate people being on time. I think that priorities play a big thing on time, because if you remember, it's all about time. You have to be early at your job. You have to be early at school. I go to school. I see people coming in a whole half hour late. So your priorities are your good values. Thank you.